And we were so optimistic for an awesome Christmas. And just like that.
I don't think it was terrible. But he definitely was not liking it.
Not going to say it was terrible. It was nowhere near, like I said, we were really optimistic going in.
Yeah.
It was nothing like the 3 days before Christmas when he was so excited for Christmas. But then the morning hit and it was like, actually, it was the night before he was going to bed. And you're like, hey, do you want to leave cookies for Santa and carrots for the reindeer? That was the beginning of it. Because he realized, you know, that they were coming in the house.
Well, he goes, that is so scary.
Yeah.
So I had to explain. No.
It
So
is
I just said,
this guy's going to come in the house with the reindeer at night. That's scary.
So I said, I'll just tell him to leave a package, leave a delivery.
Yeah. And then he wakes up in the morning and he realizes that he did come in the house and leave a delivery. And I think that was the kind of the beginning of the not being so happy with Christmas morning.
He did sit and watch everyone open presents, and he opened presents, but there was 2 things that I got him that he really likes, and the rest of it he doesn't like, so I'm just returning it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to get 2 things that he's cool with is actually that's a win. Because he could have easily just like, I don't want any of it, get it all out of here. You know what I mean? Because he's associating all of that stuff with Christmas. So it's easy. He does this with other things too. Anything that's associated with something he doesn't like, he doesn't like.
Right.
So
he was definitely ready for Christmas to be over.
Yes.
So.
He was, it was one of those, like, you know, you have like, everybody understands, you know, if you have autistic kids, you have the, like the tornado meltdown.
Yeah.
Which just like comes out of nowhere and it's a freight train or whatever. And then you have the more like tropical storm hurricane meltdown where you get the effects before and then you go through it and then you get the eye of the storm. But then the other side of the hurricane comes, so you go through it again. And then it's sort of like, it's like blowing through after at the end. It was like kind of the 3 to 4 to 5 hour meltdown where he's like, it just wasn't right for a while.
That's a good way of explaining it.
Yeah. Well, because it's so different, you know, like everybody thinks like hurricanes are like violent and crazy. And it's like, yeah, that little part of the storm, but it's a lot of like the day before and the day after hurricane is like beautiful weather. It's like the breeze is rolling through, like whatever. Then it gets crazy, but then the eye of the storm is peaceful. The sun usually comes out but then here it comes again. So it just takes time. Whereas a tornado is just like, just runs through.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a tropical storm hurricane meltdown for Christmas morning. Again, felt bad for the other kids that they had to kind of deal with it, but you know, that's the deal.
That's the deal.
That's the deal.
They know.
Yeah. That was interesting. It was interesting to watch him go from the excitement and then once the realization of like, oh, I'm leaving food for this man and his animals and they're coming in my house, and that was just like that just wasn't computing with him.
I didn't know if I should do it or not, but I guess I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
Should not have. Let's write that down. Should not have.
Okay.
For next year.
Well, he was very into it.
I know. That's what was weird is like he was so into it leading up, but then, yeah, whatever, crash and burn, but whatever. That's learning.
Like he was into Hermie, our elf.
Elf on the Shelf. Yep. He was into the Christmas decorations, which he's never been into that before. Halloween decorations he loves, but never Christmas. So that's a win. I think it's a sliding scale. You know, so next year, we were talking about this, it'll be maybe, you know, so I think we'll have the days leading up. Hopefully he'll still be excited, and then maybe we can get a Christmas morning out of him. So. Yeah,
baby steps. He did leave the tree alone, which was great, because part of those meltdowns before, he would have just grabbed the tree and tossed it.
Right.
You know?
He's actually celebrated the tree. He was into that. I think it also helped that we put the elf in the tree for a couple days.
Yeah.
So I think he thought that was kind of like cool. Wasn't, you know, because he's used to the elf. Then the other Christmas lights you put up around like the kitchen and the dining room, he thought that was cool. So he called it his Christmas decorations.
Yeah. Not a terrible Christmas, but not the best Christmas.
Yeah. I was happy to go to bed last night. I was like, all right, this has been a day. Yeah. It's been a long day.
It's over.
It's over. I'm like, let's move on from the holidays. And I still see people this morning on social media, and they were posting, oh, I wish Christmas wasn't over. I wish it would come again. The holidays fly by. I'm like, ugh, I'm ready to move on.
Well, and for us, we're just home. You were not like traveling places, which I could care less about traveling, but we don't see any relatives or anything.
No.
For the holidays.
No. Didn't even talk to anybody yesterday.
No.
Didn't even, yeah.
It's text messages, and that's
I got
it.
one text from, that's it. That's all. It was it was a quiet Christmas, man. It was quiet. But in fairness, it's not like I was reaching out to people anyway. I was tired and just kind of like, I don't know, the holidays really living this, and I see this all over social media, so I know we're not the only ones. You just kind of hold on and you just say, let's just get through the day peacefully. You know what I mean? You're not having tons of people show up, and there's not a big party. You're not preparing meals for a lot of people. So it really is more of a day of like, okay, we're just going to be at the house. And, I think it got to be like 2 or 3 o'clock and the kids were like, we're so bored. We're literally just sitting here.
Oh my God. That's what the girls are saying right now.
I know.
I guess because I run around all the time, like I'm fine, like doing nothing.
Yeah.
I do want to get out of the house today, but I'm fine just like relaxing.
Well, they're used to being, playing sports and being at school and stuff and with their friends. So again, when it's the holidays and you don't have people coming over, it is boring. It's just like the brake slam, and they're just like, what are we doing? I mean, there's only so much you can do. It didn't help that it was raining.
As much as they complain about school, they like having structure.
Exactly.
They want like 2 weeks off school is a long time.
Well, they want to be with their friends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our middle son was already making plans yesterday, and he was out of here at 9 a.m. this morning. He was getting picked up. He's already got his day planned, where he's going, who's picking him up, and he's like, I'm out of here. This place is boring.
He is good at planning.
You know what I thought, though? We didn't get our annual beach walk in, unfortunately. I'll tell you, that's the one thing with autism. As a parent, you'll start breaking traditions like you never imagined.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's like, oh, we've always done this. Oh boy, you better get ready to cross some of those off the list, because that's just all depends. I actually would have gone. It was like a drizzle, and I would have gone, but I just don't know how he would have taken that. But
yeah, we'll have to go this week.
Yeah, we will. I was a little sad yesterday. I was like, no Christmas beach walk? Are you serious? But yeah,
the weather was not good.
The weather wasn't good. You don't know how he would have reacted. I could have handled it, but that was a bummer. 2 of the kids were talking about it yesterday too.
Well, that is a tradition. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to put on this little elf suit, and
people thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, well, all the tourists are out there walking around, and they'd be like pointing, like, what's this guy doing? I think they thought I was a tourist. Like,
you took pictures with people before.
People would come up and want to take pictures with me. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is funny.
I don't know. We started that, when we first moved here. It was just cool to be like, hey, it's Christmas and we live by the beach, so let's go for a beach walk. And most people on the beach at that time are tourists from up north, and they're down here because it's warm and whatever. And so they thought it was cool. But then the kids were like, hey, this is cool. So we'd get up, get coffee, go get hot chocolate for the kids, and walk on the beach. And Cal's got, we always talk about his 2 super happy places, right? It's the pool and the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was always another great reason to go, but couldn't do it yesterday. He didn't ask either. I was a little surprised by that.
It was raining, though. I mean,
I know,
he saw it.
But the kids were talking about it, so I didn't know if that would be another thing of like, well, we have to go to the beach now because he's demanding it,
Right.
So I didn't know how that was going to go. It is Christmas time. Great. Well, Christmas is over, but it's still the holiday season. Tracy Slepcevic has her book now out on Audible, Amazon. It's called Warrior Mom. So now you can get the audio version. You can go to warriormom.org for all the details on that. Great holiday present. So now we're stuck in this abyss of like, here we are, December 26th when we're recording this. The kids are off school for 2 more weeks. His therapies are all over the place during the holidays.
Yes.
Just weird schedules, because therapists go on vacation. They've got family and they got to do their things too. And your schedule is weird because your clients are doing weird holiday schedules. It's just, this is the time of year where I go, okay, every day looks so different.
Yeah, it does.
And
the kids do get bored.
They get really bored.
We can't do what we used to do. So
no.
I mean, they want me to entertain them, but I can't because I have to be with Cal.
Yeah.
Or working.
24/7 care is real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It is so real. I try to explain that to my friends, and I'm like, when we say 24/7 care, it means he needs somebody with him while he's awake. Of course, if he's sleeping, he doesn't need somebody sitting there staring at him.
Yeah.
But 24/7 care is when you're awake, somebody has to be there watching out for him, protecting him, guiding him, helping him, all of that stuff, changing him, feeding him. You know what I mean? That's 24/7 care. And so it's so weird. I don't even feel when like take any vacation, any 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend, whatever. I don't even look at it anymore as like a 3-day weekend or a 2-week holiday break or Thanksgiving and you get 4 days off, because it's like there's no days off.
No.
There's no days off. I don't know what days off are.
There's not even like minutes.
People are like, I work Monday through Friday from 9:45 to 5:15. I'm like, what the hell is that? How can you have a schedule like that? That. Like, that's the constant? And they're like, yeah, that's the constant. I'm like, holy God. How did you figure that out in life? Like, it wasn't that long ago we understood those lives. But I'm just like, now it's like a foreign language to me.
Yeah.
It's like, whoo, that's crazy, man.
Well, and you can only plan so much. Like this weekend is Trey's birthday on Christmas Eve.
I'm sorry,
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
And we usually hang out with our neighbors, just like go outside and hang out with our neighbors, which I will try to do with Cal on the wagon. But how long is he going to last? I don't know.
Well, but the problem is it's fireworks.
Yeah. He doesn't do fireworks.
No, and they're bringing back a bunch of fireworks. So
yeah,
he can go early when there's no fireworks, but when the fireworks come, we can't be there.
I know.
But we're getting used to that slowly but surely. I think last year was the first year. Our neighbors they're real social. It's cool to walk over there, and they had a Super Bowl party. I think it was last year, the first Super Bowl we left in like the middle of the third quarter and didn't go back.
Yeah,
I know it was my first Super Bowl of not being at a Super Bowl party for the whole time.
Well, and he doesn't really like being around a lot of people either.
Yeah, and it was getting loud and crazy and, whatever, as it should. Super Bowl party. That's what we do. But it was just, same thing, 4th of July. We haven't done fireworks in a couple years at least.
Yep.
And the thing is in Florida is everything is a cause for fireworks here. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Memorial Day, Easter, for God's sake. They'll find a way to do fireworks. Hurricane parties, fireworks, because it's warm. You're outside here, 12 months a year. So it's like everything's fireworks. And that's like one of his massive triggers. It's like there's absolutely no fireworks.
No, we had to go inside even earlier because people started so early.
Yeah. 4th of July weekend here, they're setting fireworks off in the middle of the day. You can't even see them. Why would you spend your money on that?
For days.
For days. We were out in the pool, remember, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? July 1st, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, well, pack it up, everybody. We're going inside.
Yeah, he does not like that.
Yeah. I never understood that. You spend all that money, you can't even see him. It's the middle of the day. My gosh.
Well, tourists, too.
I know, but still.
I know, I don't get it.
I mean, you got to be at some point, you got to be a little bit appreciative of the money you spent on that. You should see them. Just want to hear them.
It gets expensive, too.
It's really, really expensive. Krabby Bill's, Indian Rocks Beach, big supporters of the podcast radio show. Are we going there today?
I think so.
Oh, you think so?
We are.
Okay. Yeah, I need more confirmation on that. Jeez. I think so. What happened?
We are.
Yeah. Indian Rocks Beach, the original Krabby Bills, great supporters of the community that they serve. This is my favorite time of the year to go to Krabby Bills. So much of our audience is in the Tampa Bay area, but now so much growing outside of the Tampa Bay area all over the country. Super appreciative of that. But you vacation here inevitably. So come to Indian Rocks Beach and enjoy the original Krabby Bills, live music every day. You feel like you're on a little lost island somewhere where you can just relax. It's a great spot to be. Great happy hour, too. Great happy hour.
Thinking about some oysters today.
I was thinking fried clams.
Oh, that's good.
That's become my new favorite thing there. You get a cold beer, and then you get a plate of really hot clams. God, yep. I love clams. I went years without eating clams. I have no idea why. It'll be one of my biggest regrets on my deathbed. Why did I take so many years off of eating clams? They're delicious.
You're funny.
Also, the Lift Academy here in the Tampa Bay area, 95% of their students are on a scholarship. It is the Lift Academy. They serve the neurodiverse community, neurodiverse students better than anyone. They are the world-class gold standard, liftfl.org. Don't forget now, till the end of the year, we got about a week, they are matching donations up to $3.5 million. And that comes from their founder, their co-founder, Kelly Mondello, and her husband, Mark. So that's a really awesome organization to give to, the Lift Academy here in Clearwater. What would you say for like next holidays? What would you do different? Maybe nothing.
What would I do different? I would probably start decorating earlier because we could have. I will definitely do another tree. I think the tree that we got, we're going to put in the garage. So I probably want another tree.
Why?
Because I want to actually put decorations on it.
You can put decorations on this tree.
I don't think so. The way that the lights are.
It's a fake tree, so. But I think everybody has a fake tree now, right?
Yeah, I'm
It
fine with
seems
the
like
fake tree, but I'm just like, this one has a lot of different colored lights.
You don't like that?
Well, I liked it this year.
Oh, you
I
don't
like
like
the
it.
tree. I appreciate the tree.
You didn't like it.
This tree has so much color. You don't need to add to it.
I hustled my butt off to get that tree delivered here before Christmas.
I said I do like it.
And now it's been thrown into the garage where it'll forever live.
Stop. Well, we have like a tiki theme in our garage.
Yeah.
So that goes with it.
Yeah. That'll.
So I would decorate earlier and probably just stick to 2 presents because he doesn't really care to have more than that.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I mean, I probably got him 5 and he only cares about 2. Like, does not even want me to open the box of the other ones. So I'm like, I'm going to return them.
So strange, isn't it? It's like sometimes you just go, what is going on here? Like
Well, one of the toys he uses at OT, it's a dinosaur poppet thing.
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it, but he probably associates that with OT.
Well, and is it the kind of thing where this is for that place, like that particular therapy center he goes to? Like maybe that's
Yeah.
And maybe so now that it's home, he's like, that's not what we do here. See, that's the thing. I try so hard to think about everything, but I just even now just saying that, I'm like, I bet you that's what it is. It's like, no, this isn't for here. We do that there.
Well, and then she did a puzzle with him before, so I got like a 48-piece puzzle, but they're pretty big pieces, and like an underwater theme. He doesn't even he want me to open the box, and I was like, well, can I put it together? And he's like, no. So I'm just returning it.
Yeah. We try to think of everything. Jeez.
So one present that he got that he likes is a Toodles. I have bought this present 3 different times.
This is the Mickey Mouse Mouseketeodle.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like a toolkit, and there's a Toodles hard thing in it. And twice now he's broken the Toodles, like a piece broke off, so then he doesn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
So this is the exact same present for the 3rd time. So he likes that.
Which it's so funny because it's like he knew it was coming. He knew he was getting it, and he was
Yeah.
so excited to get it. I was like, you know what it is, and he's like, come on, where's my Toodles? And I'm like, okay.
And then he got this dinosaur thing with a bunch of different dinosaurs, which he's playing with.
That's pretty cool. That looks like a big dinosaur truck that actually carries these other dinosaurs. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
He did get some squishies, like a couple. So he has like a bed full of stuffed animals now.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Well, I like the ideas for next year. I think, too, the big thing is you do have to build off of where you left off. Chances are it won't be exactly as planned, but it's like, look at it like this. We have data now from this year, right? We have some data.
Yeah.
He liked celebrating a little bit earlier than he's used to. He liked Christmas lights, and he liked the Christmas tree. So that's like the data you got to build on. So next year, what do? Well, you just try to go, build on that. Put up the decorations a little earlier. Have the tree in the house a little earlier. Know that the elf can go in the tree. Not too many presents. Don't tell him some weird man's bringing in animals in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
right?
no
You just
cookies and milk.
Yeah, you got to build off of all of that stuff. So, I think it's like these are ever-changing traditions. Whereas with typical kids, like our 4 other kids, we have a tradition where we watch Die Hard on Christmas Eve.
I love it.
We've done this for years and years. And then this was the first year we allowed our younger kids to watch it. So that's like a solid tradition. That's, kind of like the beach walk, solid tradition. But with the neurodivergent, autistic kids, you don't know, it's, hey, we're watching Die Hard. That's easy to understand. It's December 24th, you hit play. This, you don't know, but you got to build on what you do know and then kind of adjust from there.
Yeah.
We could put it, I could see, because you want to throw this tree in the garage so bad, that
I appreciate the tree.
So we do that, and then I could see a new tree showing up and him being like, no. That's the tree that comes in here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I could
that's true.
Easily see. Yeah. So then we've spent money on another tree, which is exactly what will happen. It's funny growing up. People who had a fake tree were like we made fun of them. If you had a fake tree, now everybody has a fake tree.
We've only had a real tree once.
I know.
And it was so messy.
Well, and our dog attacked it.
Yes.
So
all the time.
yeah. So, but it's even growing up though. It was like it was unheard of to get a fake tree.
Yeah,
People
I know.
would be like, why are you selling out on Christmas? Like, what kind of family are you with a fake tree? And now everyone gets a fake tree.
It's true.
It's so much easier. I will say I miss the smell of the Christmas tree, though. That's a great smell in the house.
Yeah. I don't know that he would like that.
No, he'd hate it. And plus the the prickly things are falling all over the place. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot.
I will say, like, he has this corner, this closet that has all his things organized. And when I got his like new like dinosaur and stuff, he gave it back. He didn't know where to put it. So I had to help him organize where it goes. So he doesn't really want too much stuff because everything has to have its place.
It does. And it's interesting. It's before he goes to bed, he goes to his corner that you kind of made for him where all his stuff is. And he aligns everything. It's got to be neat. If there's the smallest thing.
I will say, if you just have like a bin full of toys and your kid doesn't really play with them, I would try to organize it and then maybe your kid will play with it.
Right. Just know, though, that they may get stuck on the organization part of it.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
But before, everything was kind of thrown into a toy bin and he wouldn't play with it.
Ironically, Cal is our neatest kid when it comes to that, as far as organizationally goes. I mean, these other kids, there's stuff everywhere. It's a disaster. It's a total nightmare.
It's true.
Total nightmare.
The girls are the worst.
Yeah,
actually.
and I can't believe, what this house is going to look like in 2 weeks when they're here all day for 2 weeks.
I know.
So there should be a Christmas boarding school where you can just 12 days you send your kids,
Oh my gosh. I have to blow my nose.
The 12 days of Christmas, it'd be the 12 days after Christmas, and you send them to this Christmas boarding school.
Well, this is a weird break.
It is a weird break. If you go to dailyautism.com, that's how you can connect to all of our social medias. Also, let's talk about poop real quick, because that's what they do. Begin Health and the Growing Up Prebiotics. Prebiotics, so different than probiotics. I had to do all this research, but it's really fascinating. If you want, just get our discount on these for your child, because these autistic kids, they have gut issues and the microbiome and everything. This also is the same exact compound found in human breast milk. So it's the Growing Up Prebiotics. Go to dailyautism.com and grab our discount for those. Cal's been using it. And now we're about a month in, healthy poop. And I'm telling you, when these kids, we've talked to a lot of parents, when they have this gut pain and diaper, poop pain, I guess, it's not good. It triggers everything else. Also, while you're there, your special needs child may qualify for 100% free diapers by Medicaid delivered to your front door from Aeroflow Urology. You can hit the Aeroflow Urology button while you're there. I also want you to check out technologynorth.net and their CEO, Ling Huang. They have this awesome documentary on YouTube called Cliff 20. It's totally free. So Cliff 20 on YouTube, Ling's company and what he's doing to really empower young adults on the spectrum with employment, but not just employment, just a sense of belonging and doing something meaningful and purposeful every day. Cliff 20 on YouTube, totally free. Make sure you check it out. I wanted to talk real quick, too, because we're just going to do a few more minutes, but about the sensory studio that we just opened here in Pinellas County. It's called My Sensory Studio, and we've got people signing up for memberships. It's really cool. It's a private studio. I saw something the other day that was really interesting, and it was on one of these pages, like these national autism pages. They have like hundreds of thousands of people. It's people from all over the world, but they're like, hey, where's a place I can go and play on Christmas Day? Because everything's closed. And I'm like, yeah, that's the problem, right? Because it's like we've talked about, Christmas Day is just more of another day for us now. And that's fine. We just have to deal with it. But that was part of the reason why we created My Sensory Studio, because it's private access. It's one family at a time. We're open 365 days a year. We're never going to close, because we realize special needs families don't operate on the typical family schedule. And the issue started becoming is a lot of businesses that aim to help the special needs community, they just didn't really know. There were so many things they didn't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I see December 25th on the calendar, but that doesn't really mean a lot to him. That's just a day. He is still in existence. He's still doing what he does. And anyway, that was part of the reason we opened it up, but I just wanted to highlight that.
Yep.
So
we're open 365 days a year.
365 days a year. Got to thank Fun Factory Sensory Gym for their awesome design of that. They have a great YouTube channel. They build these, by the way, all over the country, schools, churches, therapy centers. They do residential in people's homes. But their imagination and then the construction, it's pretty awesome. Every time we show somebody the studio, we take them. They walk in and they just go, whoa.
Yeah,
you know
it is
what I mean?
amazing.
Yeah, because you just driving up to the mall, to the strip center, and you don't know what's behind those doors, and then you open it and you're like, whoa. Even I do it when I still, when I walk in.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a comfortable space. It's a fun space. There's no choking hazards, which is great. I just saw somebody posting, like, where can I take my kid to get their energy out? You know?
I know.
They're like, I let him play in the dirt, but then I don't want dirt all over my house. And then they're like, where can I take him when there's no choking hazards? So.
Yeah, I forget where he was one time, and people took him out, and it was like, bless you. And people took him out, and it was he came home with bites all over him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was just like,
I think it was school. I think they were letting him play in the mulch.
Yeah.
There was ants. Ant bites all over.
That's not good.
And then when he gets very irritated for several days, you know?
Yeah, that's things like that is just, you just go, okay. Something else going on for the holidays, which is totally free with a subscription, is Angel Sense, these GPS trackers, literal lifesavers. You can see the testimonials on their website. Again, go to dailyautism.com and you can hit the Angel Sense button. I got to tell you, their technology, the way it works on their app is super impressive. Device, it's free right now with one of their subscriptions. Again, dailyautism.com and the Angel Sense button for that. While you're there, too, we'd love to connect with you at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Join our podcast, our weekly radio show, which is now spread all across the state of Florida. Hope to take that even more of a national footprint in 2024 as we continue to grow. We are just a few days away from 2024.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I'm actually ready for a new year.
Yeah, I don't think of it like that anymore. It's so interesting. Like, believe it or not, we think in a circle, right? Because it's January 1, and then it circles all the way back to January 1. And I know we have to have months and dates just to keep track of things. I just look at it as linear, like a line that just keeps going. Like, these are just the days moving forward. Whereas so many people were like, well, it's November 12th. I'm just going to wait till January 1st to make these changes or to set this goal. And I'm just like, see, but you're going in a circle. I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm not worried about that. Those other years, those other days. I'm going. It's not circling back for me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I didn't always look at it like that, honestly. This, when you become an autism family, it's funny. I said it to people like, what do you mean you're an autism family? You all have autism? No, just we're a family, but one of our kids is autistic. We're an autism family.
Everyone's affected.
Yeah. So it's like people looking at me crazy. What does that mean? And I guess they're not supposed to get it, and that's cool. But it makes you rethink a lot of things, like in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you kind of think differently about different things. So
it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to change.
What are you thinking about for 20? You said you're excited for. What are you excited for?
I'm just excited. I'm excited for our studio to grow. You know, I'm excited to keep moving forward with all the autism stuff. I mean, we've definitely helped a lot of people by talking about things, and you're great at doing your research on TikTok.
I'm a TikTok researcher.
Yeah,
somebody tagged me in a video. They're like, this guy is a professional TikTok researcher. And I said,
you are, though. You spend a lot of time.
Yeah. So a TikTok researcher. That's weird. Is that what I do? Well, I guess that's what I do. But
I have the garage locked. I told Charlie to let Tyler in. Our sensor on our garage is broken.
Yeah, somebody broke it. It's the last thing we need to deal with. But the first thing we'll be dealing with.
Yeah. What am I excited? I'm excited to see Cal to continue to progress because he's really starting to change.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, this is what I tried to tell my dad the other day, because here's the thing. It's like people who are kind of older and out of touch with this, they're just like, how's he doing? And it's like, I know you don't know another way to ask the question, but that's such a tough question to answer because as things improve, the other challenges also, if you gain function in one sense, then you gain function in another sense, right?
Right.
So it's like he's able to do this now, and that's great. But along with that becomes this other thing that he did, which presents challenges to himself and us, also gains function, right?
Right.
They grow together. So it's hard to really... Yeah, and then those people tend to just want to focus on, oh, well, that's great to hear before you get to like the challenge, they don't want to hear about it. So,
right.
Yeah, it is hard to understand, but gain of function, everything increases. And some of the stuff you don't want to increase. Some of the stuff you need to increase, but some of the stuff you're like, oh, well, let's decrease that part of it. So,
Well, and he's growing. I mean, he's getting bigger and stronger and all that.
yeah, that's what I try to say. Like that, because I was like, oh, he's getting big. And he's like, well, that's great. He's healthy and growing. And I'm like, okay, you don't understand what I'm saying. Of course he's growing. He's a human. He's growing. But with that, the elopements become faster. The meltdowns become stronger. Like, you're not really understanding how this works. And again, I just, we don't have I don't have the energy to keep educating, everybody about it. And I do catch some stuff for this on mostly TikTok, sometimes LinkedIn, but when people are like, keep educating people about this, keep showing I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. I don't have the time to educate the world, 8 billion people about what I'm going through. Every
Right.
day. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't even have the time to sit here and continuously explain this stuff to my dad over and over again. I don't have the energy for it.
Well,
Like, I got to take care of him. And so I think the awareness comes in, creating the media that we create and talking about it. But I'm not sitting down with everybody who doesn't understand all day, every day and explaining, man, my kid has needs, special needs. And so
Right.
we have to have energy, for that. And so, and I know that's a stress point for a lot of special needs moms and dads of like, my family doesn't get it. Like, they just don't get it. And I tell people now, I'm like, at some point, you just got to say they don't get it and stop trying to explain it to them. Like, you're just going to start driving yourself crazy. Now, there are a lot of grandparents who really get it and are really great, and then there are some that probably start to understand. But then there's some where it's so clear after years and years where it's like, they don't get it. I don't know if maybe they just don't want to get it or they just can't get it, but they're not going to get it.
Right.
So
I guess I've been looking at the whole year thing as a circle.
Yeah.
And so I was going to say 2024, I want it to be like my healthiest year that I've had in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
which I've already started. So I guess I can just pretend like I'm going in a straight line or start thinking
I didn't
I
didn't say that to like mess that's just me. Like, that's just how I'm thinking of things. Like,
Well, I'm not
'Cause I
waiting until
can't get
January 1st. I've already started, but
yeah, for me, in my mind, and I've been told my whole life, people are like, you just think a little bit differently than people. And I don't know if they mean that in a good way or a bad way. I really don't. But I can't sit around and just, I don't know. I think of things that go around and they make me crazy. Like the washing machine spins around. Ugh, boring, terrible, awful. The dryer spins around. Oh, it's terrible, boring, awful, repetitive.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want anything to do with any of this stuff. I just like the journey, man. Let's keep going. You know what I mean? And so I just straight line. I also don't want to give power to too many things in the past. And I know this is kind of like loosey-goosey stuff. But I don't want to sort of give power to too much in the past, because here's the thing. It really can't do much to your future as it relates to this life and having a young child with special needs. Because you can think back all the great things, the vacations, the memories, the accomplishments in your career, the house you built, the cars you bought, all that stuff. Not changing this or the day is coming. On the flip side, you can also think about bad things that happen in your life, challenging things in your life, and basically bribe your future. Like it's not even bribing your future. You're holding yourself hostage. You know what I mean? From stuff that happened in your past. And guess what? None of that matters either. So it's like, I just look at the straight line, and the good memories I think about once in a while, and they do make me feel good. Nostalgia, I love that aspect and that feeling. But realistically, like boots on the ground stuff, I think straight line. I don't want to have to say that things are going to come back. I don't know.
Well, this past year has been really stressful with Cal. And like I said, I mean, as far as him progressing, he hit a point this year that he became very hard before he started progressing. Like you said, I mean, when he gained function this way, other things happen too, and it's harder.
It is harder.
So part of that kind of put me on what do you say? Put me on the back burner. And I just didn't do things like I was healthy, but my focus was more him. But he needs me healthy and here to be able to take care of him.
Yeah, that's the thing. We always talk about is you have to understand. It goes back to the 24/7 care. But then, like, what is the tax on you for that? There's a big one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a tax on you that comes with a penalty. I mean, it has to, right? Because and the thing, it's funny. We talked the other day about going to the doctors, and the doctor asked, well, do you have help? No. Will he ever live independently? No. I mean, those to me are the two no concrete statues that are hard not to think about.
Right.
How much energy do we need? How much do we have to invest in ourselves to get there? Because here's the thing. You just can't be physically present. You also have to be effective.
Right.
Right? Just being there isn't enough. You have to be effective. You need energy. At some point, hopefully, kind of, I guess, I'll be 60 having to help him with his challenges.
Right.
60. Good God, it hurts now. I'm 15 years away from that and it hurts now. What happens if I'm 70? 80? I mean, you think about these things, right? And you just go, it's hard. I mean, 80, good grief. I mean, you actually have said, I think this is something you thought about a lot. At least you talked about it a lot. When he first started going to school, there was a grandfather who was really involved he was doing all the pickups and stuff of his grandson. And that guy had some hard days out there.
Oh, yeah.
Tough days.
Yeah.
And this guy, what was he, 65-ish?
Yeah.
Maybe 70? He was struggling. But God bless him. He was, he was showing up every day.
I see the grandma a lot now.
Yeah.
But they're really involved grandparents. Like, I don't even see the parents.
He was like, woman, you got to help me out now. I need some help over there. And I get it.
But part of what I'm talking about taking care of myself is learning how to deal with the stress, because the stress could just eat you up inside.
Oh, and it has.
Like, eat you up inside.
It just has. It has, and we didn't like the way it felt or feels. I spent the last 6 months of this year just not feeling good for some reason. And I can't even describe what it is.
It is the stress.
Well, then I started, I'm a TikTok researcher. So I started looking, but it's like when cortisol is just washing through your body, just rushing through your blood, days and weeks and months, there's a tax for that, right? Your body's going to suffer.
Right.
So I know we've been doing a lot of that. And so.
I mean, we're not medicine people.
No.
Unfortunately, I had to get on a low dose of high blood pressure medicine because of the stress. But I can't tell you how relaxed I feel the last couple of days because my blood pressure isn't like through the roof.
Yeah. Well, you said you've been sleeping a lot better.
Yeah. Like my body is just like relaxed.
And it all goes back to those fundamental things. Like, are you sleeping? Are you hydrated? Are you working out? Are you getting sunshine? Right. It's so funny when you go into a doctor's office and and it's like, it kind of goes back to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So sleeping, eating, hydration,
but I
exercise.
will say, I don't just want to depend on medicine. So I'm eating more vegetables and staying more hydrated.
Well, you're doing this with a goal to get off of it, to get it under control and, and moving away from the medicine. Whereas
I don't know that I'll be able to get completely off
well,
of
you
it,
may not be, but that's
But at least I'll be doing other things healthy.
But a lot of people go into this and they say, listen, here's a piece of paper, write down everything I can take. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not like, give me the next pill or up my dose,
No,
like maybe I can get on a lower dose.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just too many questions about what happens down the road with all this stuff if you keep taking it.
Well, I mean, as soon as he gives me the medicine, he's like, there's 2 side effects. And I'm like,
yeah. I know, but they have to tell you that. But that's the problem, is like, that's the problem. Sometimes you can never get off of it. And then they're like, well, now we have to give you this to counter that. And in a few years on this is going to happen. So then we'll give you this and give you that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, watch any of those commercials on TV. The disclaimer is longer than what they're trying to sell you.
No, that is why I don't like medicine. Because one of the side effects is a cough. Okay. He's like, that's annoying, whatever. The other one is like tightening.
A cough.
Yeah.
So
and my client
weird.
told me she had it.
Are you coughing?
No. But she said she had an annoying cough.
Oh my goodness. That's
She
so
said
weird.
it did come like later on, like not right away. And then the other side effect was like tightness in like your upper chest and your throat feels like it's starting to close. Listen.
This is all you're thinking about now. I can tell you now.
No, I'm fine.
Just get off it.
No.
Don't even do it.
And then your throat feels like it's starting to close. And he's like, stop taking it immediately. Give us a call.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God. Give us a call. Why? What are you going to say?
So they can give you a new medicine. But he's telling me all this stuff as he's writing my script. And I'm like, oh my God.
My throat's closing up. Hey.
Stop taking it immediately.
Well, it's
I'm
not
like,
going to
this is
happen
why I
while
don't
you're
like
taking
medicine.
it. You just, it's, Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
This
like,
is why
geez,
they
this is raising my blood pressure
this
after
is
telling me this.
why they say they practice medicine. Can you believe that? Well,
And he's laughing as
practicing
he's
medicine.
saying it. And he's like, well, this is actually a safe drug. Somewhat safe drug. And I'm like, oh my God.
But give us a call if it isn't.
Immediately.
Immediately give us a call. Even though your throat's closing and you can't talk, call us. Just give us a call. And, we'll say hello 4 or 5 times. We won't hear you. We'll hang up the phone. Give us a call.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
It is true, though. Like on TV, there's like all these different side effects.
Oh, my God. They have this one yesterday. We were watching football. For some reason, do people who watch football must be in terrible shape. That's when they advertise all these things. I had this one yesterday. This guy is banging the tambourines and dancing around in a Hawaiian shirt while they're telling you that if you take this medicine, get ready for kidney failure. And I'm like, do people fall for this? It's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Like, it was just unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's not like you eat a radish and there's going to be a side effect. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah. Broccoli, spinach. But that's what the doctor was telling me. He goes, I'm telling you, he's like, the more studies we find, the more you can increase vegetables in your diet. We're really seeing great results with like stress and blood pressure, cardiovascular issues. He's like, it's really now becoming something. So,
Yeah.
which
Eat your vegetables.
he says 5 a day plus, if you can even get more than 5. A lot of
Which
people
I thought it was 5 fruits and vegetables mixed, but you said 5 vegetables.
He was telling me get 5 if you can, and then 2 to 3 fruits. Now I think that's like the Superman. I think he's saying most people won't do that, but the research is really showing that would be something that could be like a noticeable difference. And then people go, how do I get 5 vegetables a day? Well, the green juice, you can get 2 vegetables in a green juice, right?
Yeah, I did like 2 big handfuls of spinach this morning, 1 giant beet.
Right.
I did half a banana, and I did a handful of blueberries.
I'm saying you could do a spinach, a kale, and a beet, and that's 3.
Yeah.
Right? Is a beet
a kale, a beet.
Is a beet a vegetable?
It is.
Okay.
It's a root vegetable.
Tricky.
It is.
Tricky.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, everybody falls for the tomato as a vegetable. It's not.
Yeah, because of seeds.
Yeah. But also a root, right? No, they grow on a tree. Like a vine.
Vine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roots, vines, trees. It's crazy out there, kids.
Eat from the ground.
Eat from the ground. Eat from the dirt. All the good stuff comes in the dirt. Well, listen, that was the update on Christmas. We said we would do one. I just figured, we talked up like how great things are going, so we owed it to say, hey, we had
It's not perfect.
Yeah, it was not a soft landing. It was also not a crash landing, but it was definitely, ladies and gentlemen in the cabin, make sure your seatbelts are on tight. We're going to have some turbulence while we get in there. So, but it's cool. We made it through, and we just appreciate a lot of the messages and stuff that we get from people. Most people we've never met, probably will never meet, but it's been a fun adventure to continue to crank out these podcasts, radio shows, social media videos, and everything else we do. Again, dailyautism.com. It's kind of home base to reach out to us. You can email us or, again, join up on any of those social platforms that you are on. We'll be talking to you later this week with another episode. Till then, we'll see you online at dailyautism.com.